Visit Taste of Life, an interactive travel series for the gourmet in us all. Today's Epicurean Odyssey is the event of a lifetime, a Caribbean wedding. The islands of the Caribbean have all the elements of a storybook romance, and more couples are opening new chapters in their relationships on Caribbean shores. Travel with Taste of Life to the islands of the Caribbean and to our resort weddings in the sun. We'll talk to Sandals' wedding coordinator about how she makes the experience as relaxing for the couples as the easy island lifestyle. And Sandals' founder, Butch Stewart, explains the romantic allure of the tropics. What's a wedding without a cake? Senior pastry chef Frederica Carey shows us how a Caribbean wedding cake is made. And our featured restaurant is romantic XTabi in Negril, where executive chef Winston Blair and Grace Foods' Sandra Green combine forces to demonstrate the flavor of the Caribbean you can make at home. And for a wedding toast, how about a 250-year-old island tradition? We'll visit the oldest rum distillery in the islands.
Hi, I'm Catherine Blythe, and welcome to a very special episode of Taste of Life. Today, we're invited to join several couples on their most special day, their wedding day. Of course, every wedding day by its very nature is a perfect one, full of shared hope and joy. But these weddings are even more remarkable since our engaged couples have chosen to be married here in the sunny Caribbean. Romance is in every breath of the wind in the Caribbean. Couples have been seeking the sun and the spirit of love here for decades. Is it any wonder the islands are becoming a favorite exotic wedding destination?
When you mention the word romance, I mean, I can hardly think of anything more romantic than the Caribbean sea, the sand, the palm trees, the sunsets. I mean, it's crystal clear. And people start the best time of their life right here, go back so happy. You know, it's a kickstart.
Every wish is a dream come true at a Caribbean resort wedding. Sandals' Nikki Campbell tells us why. Nikki, what's your function here at Sandals?
The wedding coordinator.
The wedding coordinator? So what does that entail?
Okay, that entails getting the documents from Unique, which is our head office in Miami, preparing the documents, applying for the license for the weddings, and then meeting each couple as they get here, interviewing them, finding out what they need for the wedding, and making sure everything works out.
And what kind of feedback do you get from these people after the wedding?
After the wedding, most of my weddings are excellent, great. We would not have done it another way. Simple, beautiful, just as how I wanted it. You were great to work with, and I love you.
I got goosebumps from the married couple, and now you're giving me goosebumps. That's
what
beautiful.
most of the comments are, and I really enjoyed it. Each bride is different, and everybody has their own request. And what I've learned is that you have to remember that it's not just 4 weddings each day or it's 5 weddings each day, but to every bride, it should be my wedding.
Yeah.
And I've learned to deal with that. Everybody's like, I want this at my wedding. And you have to say, okay, it's your wedding. And no matter if I have 3 afterwards, I'm going to concentrate on this one and I'm going to make sure you get everything you want. And then after it's finished, and that's what makes the weddings come off great.
Honey, you said that you were an entertainer and a singer as well. So I want you to sing a little Taste of Life jingle for us before we go away.
Let me see if I can put one together.
She's got a beautiful voice.
Ooh, one love, one heart. Let's get together with the taste of life. How was that?
Oh, that was
Okay.
great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
When
wedding decisions are a breeze at a resort in the Caribbean, where the wedding coordinator helps couples design picture-perfect celebrations. And from the wedding flowers to fine dining, there's an exotic air of the tropics flavoring the couple's hopes and dreams for their special day. Some elements of a wedding remain traditional, but other arrangements are pure fantasy. That could only happen here in the Caribbean, from an intimate dinner in the warm seaside breezes to a celebration with family and friends.
We just knew from the very first time we came to the Caribbean that this is it the rest of our life. The Caribbean's the place.
We didn't want to go through the whole wedding, the invitations, the guests, and we just said this would be simpler for us, just to ourselves, privacy, and it's private, so it's just him and I, we love each other, and this is what we've decided. It's just a beautiful place to get married. This is where I want my memory. It's beautiful here. I mean, this is paradise. What more can I ask for?
Instead of having the big wedding, something that we, remember, instead of just having the wedding and going through that whole procedure, then the reception, we get a whole vacation out of it instead.
Didn't really have anybody that, objected to it. Even Grandma wasn't disappointed. Yeah.
I'd like to introduce Tim and Becky, Mr. and Mrs. Cochran, one of our newly married couples today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was so beautiful to watch you two under the awning with the beach and the sand. So what made you decide to get married here in the Caribbean?
No, just the fact that we were here together with just the two of us. Our families are up north, but we decided that we just wanted a simple, quiet, private ceremony, just us.
And what are your plans for the rest of the day? I mean, besides the obvious, we don't want to hear about that one.
Oh, we're just going to enjoy being in Jamaica. I mean, this is our first trip here. We've never been here before, and we just thought we'd just enjoy the sights, the water. We both like the water very much, and we like being around it. And so we'll probably just, after we get done here, probably change into our suits and go down to the beach and just relax.
And so it's your honeymoon and wedding all in one.
Yeah.
Being the bride where you would have to normally do everything, did they look after everything for you?
Everything. I just had to be here.
That's it? You showed up with the dress? And
Dress and the rings, and that was about it.
And they took care of everything, the flowers.
They've been,
everything you see, they did.
people here have been just wonderful.
Nothing's far away at the resort, and all the pre-wedding preparations are at your fingertips. And the great thing about a resort wedding is the spa to soothe away any prenuptial tensions. And if that doesn't work, well, there's always the golf course.
I've always kind of wanted the island and cruise wedding, and then when he proposed when we were down on the beach in Florida, then just thought it'd be really romantic to do the Caribbean. It's a little more romantic and scenic, and I love the warm weather. We have 29 people with ourselves that have all came down. We initially started thinking it was going to be a little bit smaller, but when parents started talking, then all the aunts and uncles wanted to come, so they're all here.
For as much as you have covenanted together in holy wedlock, and you have now publicly declared the same before God and his witnesses, I pronounce you to be husband and wife. Congratulations to you both for taking this brief step in what I hope is the beginning of a long and lasting relationship. Let me wish for you many, many years of togetherness. Enjoy your stay here, and God's continued blessings be on you both. Congratulations. May now kiss your brides.
Our first specialty dish tops off a Caribbean wedding. It's pastry chef Frederica Carey's rum-soaked fruitcake. For a free copy of this exclusive recipe, visit our website or call us toll-free.
Welcome to the Pastry Kitchen. Today we are doing the Jamaican fruit cake that we use for our wedding cake in Jamaica. Here we're going to start by creaming the butter and sugar first. We are adding 2 pounds of brown sugar, 2 pounds of butter, and we're going to cream that. We cream that for about half an hour before we start adding the eggs. Okay, here we go again, we're adding the eggs. We're adding 2 at a time, and we're using 8 eggs to every pound of mixture. Now we're going to add all the dry ingredients along with it. We're adding now the stewed fruits. Then we're going to add some Jamaican overproof rum along with our Jamaican red label wine. And then last of all, we're going to add all the spices. We're adding some vanilla and some almond extract. And we are finished now, ready to be baked. Okay, here's our cake now. We're going to stick it in the oven for about 2 hours to 2.5 hours. This is what the finished product should look like. This is what our Jamaican fruit cake looks like when it's finished baking. Here I have some Jamaican fruit cake that is already icing. I'm going to finish decorate it with marzipan roses and royal icing. Okay, this is our finished Jamaican wedding cake, so all you have to do is just come down and have one.
Coming up, our featured romantic fine dining restaurant in Jamaica with our second specialty dish, and later, Appleton's Rum Distillery, a trip to the past. Join us. Our featured restaurant for a romantic evening for two is XTabi with executive chef Winston Blair and manager Ken Brown.
So XTabi has sort of a Greek origin. The correct name is Meeting Place of the Gods. This is the logo we put in the back of our T-shirts here. It's been here for about 18 years now, built, as you can see, on old coral and rock. And the location is right on the ocean side. It's a place where the ambience is for romantic people, the people who are quiet evening, the people who have just met for the first time. We try and cater for all of them. To go away with a nice fond memory, we're happy. The amount of returnee guests we get is great, so that shows that somewhere along the line we're doing something right.
Look for great ambiance even beneath the surface at XTabi. A cave system to explore intrigues diners, while a few feet above, their meals are being created in the kitchen. Fresh is the order of the day at XTabi. Fish comes in from the sea daily and in great variety. The XTabi menu offers red snapper, grouper, mahi-mahi, and tuna, and their signature lobster dishes. For diners whose Caribbean experience is all about the sea. For others, the vibrant and spicy flavor of the Caribbean accents beef or chicken. As complex as the taste can be, dishes at XTabi maintain a simple presentation. Most of the staff at XTabi hail from the islands, so the flavors are authentically Caribbean. And that's one of the reasons Grace Foods are so much at home in the kitchen at XTabi and other restaurants throughout the islands.
Grace Kennedy was founded in 1922. So it's an old company with that international flair. We have a variety of recipes and also a number of products like our Grace Jerk barbecue sauce and full line of sauces, hot pepper sauce. You know the Caribbean is hot and spicy. So therefore we're taking it to you now. And these products will be available throughout the United States, Canada, Caribbean, and the UK.
Food has served as the main connection between Caribbean people and Grace Kennedy. And we find that these foods, we have developed them so that they are really suitable for the Jamaican as well as the other Caribbean people. And we find even persons outside the Caribbean really like the foods prepared by Grace, the spices. They're just right, they're tasty, and they can be mixed with so many dishes, and you get a wonderful, tasty dish out of them.
Our second specialty dish combines Grace Foods flavors with XTabi's fresh ingredients. Chicken in a jerk barbecue sauce. For a free copy of this exclusive recipe, visit our website or call us toll-free.
Now for this dish, we'll begin by using chicken breast. Now we're using boneless chicken breast for this, but of course if you like bones, like me, you can use those. They work just as well. Now, we're using the Grace Jerk barbecue sauce for this recipe. Now, notice how thick and rich it is. Now, one of the beauty about this is that it can be used as a marinade, or you may dilute it and use it as a sauce. And we're using about a half a cup quantity. Then we're going to be adding some water to this, just to dilute it so that it mixes very easily. Very simple recipe. Onion rings are also used, or onion wedges. It's really up to you. The onions are optional actually, but they do add an exciting Caribbean flavor to the dish. Now it's so simple and easy. You put this dish on, you cover it, and in a matter of minutes, this dish will be ready for serving. Okay, now we're going to be plating this dish so that you see exactly what it looks like or how we intend for you to serve it in your home. Now we're going to be serving this also with some of the sauce. Truth about the sauce is nice and thick and rich. You only need to add a little bit of water to prepare this so that it is a little bit diluted. But the truth is, this sauce is also great as a dip for your vegetables and for your cold meats. So it goes very well. Now we're adding some potatoes to this dish to make it complete. It's parsley potatoes, and of course we're adding some more herbs to that. And we're using rosemary with this dish. Now this dish is complete. Good. And we can just get rid of some of the spots so we can show all this beauty, all this taste. I mean, the smell of it is just absolutely divine.
And so is the taste of our chicken in a jerk barbecue sauce. After the break, we'll sample an island tradition that's been perfected over 250 years. Maybe there still is some gold in the Caribbean. We're tempted to think so. The oldest rum distillery in the islands, and some say the world, is in Jamaica. And Appleton Rums has created a commemorative blend for its 250th anniversary. Much has changed on the island in 250 years, but at Appleton Estates, you can still see how it all started. The past meets the present at Appleton, where the product of traditional distillery is bottled in a state-of-the-art facility, even though the rum has been distilled in original-style copper pots. A visit to Appleton Estates is a window to the past, as well as a taste of things to come in the daily guided tours and tastings.
Welcome to Appleton. Appleton is situated in our tour. We demonstrated the traditional way that the sugar was milled to extract the juice. This was by the use of a donkey, grinding the cane and extracting the juice. And we also carried them to a station where they actually made their own juice using the hand grinder, which is actually the first method of extracting the juice. After that, we carried them to the station where we're actually concentrating the juice in a copper pot to give us the syrup, which we would add sugar crystals to separate the sugar from the molasses. Then we toured the miniature fermenters where molasses would be fermented with our special yeast. And at the end of fermentation, alcohol was produced, and we carried them to the point where we showed them a mini pot still, which is a replica of the copper still that is used in our actual plant. And we highlighted how the alcohol was concentrated along the way to produce rum at 86%. Today, I will be preparing a special commemorative blend for you, which is actually taken from our special reserve stock at Appleton. So I'm now mixing the different components so I can create the proper balance. Well, I'm now going to be giving you a sample. As I pointed out before, this is a one-of-a-kind, the only blend such as this in the world. You're a very special couple. Toast to Appleton.
A special blend for a special day. A marriage in the Caribbean, wedding bells and waves, beaches as white as a bride's gown, where her something blue is any one of the 1,000 shades of the sea. And the joyous smiles on the faces of our newly married couples are mirrored in the smiles of a never-ending sun. Thanks for joining us and being our very special wedding guests on Taste of Life. We'll see you next time.
Catherine Blythe's Wardrobe by Ross Meyer. Lincoln Navigator is the official vehicle of Taste of Life. We were guests at the Sandals Negril Resort and Spa. For free recipes and copies of your favorite show, visit us at tasteoflife.com or call us toll-free at 1-888-41-TASTE.